So before I start this video, I would like to say that this is a fan-made concept for a Jujutsu Kaisen game that I was asked to make by my homie Greed. So make sure you guys go check him out. He makes a lot of good Jujutsu Kaisen content, and I highly recommend you guys go check out his channel. His links will be in the description and in the comments down below. What is good, y'all? It's your boy Tyke here, and we're back with another concept video. The last one I did was on the One Piece Overwatch style game that I titled One Piece Marauders. You know, something simple. It wasn't as in detailed, or I didn't go as in detailed as I'm probably gonna go in this video. Yeah, stay tuned with me. This might be a lot to absorb, and if so, I'm sorry for that. But you know, if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so I can know to continue this kind of content. If you guys are familiar with my concept videos, I like to go outside of the 2D you know, fighting game and the 3D, you know, arena fighters that we normally would get for an anime game. And you know, I try to do different things, and with this video I have, you know, a certain type of team-based game based on this one game mode from another game, but I kind of like, you know, let's say remixed it and to, you know, an anime style game, I guess. So let me introduce you to this game concept, Jujutsu Kaisen Sorcerer's Void. This game, I kind of based it off of a battle royale in the beginning. When I was asked to do this video by Greed, we were just having a conversation on how they could do a Jujutsu Kaisen game, and I thought of the idea of like it being a battle royale. We have seen anime games being battle royales like Fortnite and stuff with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Last Survivor. And when I was thinking about this idea and I was asked to make this video, battle royale was in my head for a very long time, and until recent, I want to say, you know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I decided to change it to this this different type of team-based game. But with the battle royale style game, I didn't want to include like the normal little circle thing where it closes in. I mean, I like that idea, but I didn't want to include it in this game. And I also wanted to include a system where curses, which is, you know, the main aesthetic in Jujutsu Kaisen, being exercised is a thing. One day after being sick like 2-3 weeks ago, I woke up and I was like, you know what, Destiny 2 Gambit's game mode is a very good way to include NPCs and PvP. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Gambit game mode from Destiny 2, I'll display it on the screen and I'll also explain it a little bit. So in this game mode, there is a lot of PvE aspects, but there are also a lot of PvP aspects. You start off by, you know, just having your basic loot that you've collected from Destiny, which in this game it will be different. I'll explain that later. You have your loot and you're fighting enemies, you're fighting these NPCs, and you're trying to collect these things called motes, where you deposit them into a bank to stop the other team from progressing to filling up their bank full of motes. And then near the end, you get to fight this big boss, and the first team to defeat that boss is the winner of the match. This game's PvP aspect is very limited though, because it's really one team gets invaded by one player from the other team. It's a 4v4 game mode, so there's 4 people against one person from the other team getting invaded, and while they're being invaded, they are also having to deal with the NPCs that they have to fight, which at this point they're very high level, they're hitting very hard, and they're also probably getting, you know, sniped or shotgunned or whatever the invader is using to attack them. Even at most case, ultimates are being used. It's a really cool concept. I really like how that is played in that game. But then I thought, okay, how do I implement this with Jujutsu Kaisen? Now, as you guys know, if you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, there are curse grades, right? The lowest one is grade 4, then there's grade 3, grade 2, semi-grade 1, grade 1, special grade 1, and special grade. I was thinking about how the curses could be implemented, and then I said, all right, what if we do it like Gambit? What if this is like Gambit, but you know, there's waves, right? There's more of like waves instead of just the enemy spawning at certain sites and you going to go take them down. So there's these waves, and by defeating the curses and teammates, you know, helping out defeat the curses, the player gains XP, so where they can level up, they can apply skills, stuff like that, right? And then when you reach the end, near the end, there's the bosses that you have to fight, and those are the special grades, and that could be like, you know, guess like Hanami from, you know, the recent episodes, that that one curse was like the nature shit, and you know, stuff like that, right? Maybe sometimes you can fight like other sorcerers or whatever. I don't know. It's just an idea right now, but that's how I wanted to implement the curses. And then there's a level system. The level system goes from 1 to 13, and every few levels you go to, there's going to be a PvP round where players are teleported to a PvP arena and they have to fight. And you know, the team that eliminates the other team first and wins, they win that round. And it's basically like a 1st to 2 type thing. So with the game being you going from level 1 to level 13, it's basically you do 4 rounds fighting waves, upgrading yourself, getting your skills. On the 5th round, after you defeat the wave, you go into the PvP wave or the PvP arena and you fight. That 5th wave is going to be when you are able to get your ultimate and you're able to unlock that skill. Then later on, you go down a few more levels, you get to level 10, you beat the wave. Then if your team wins twice after beating them in level 10, that's when the game ends. But if the other team wins by chance, then you'll go into the final round, which will be, you know, level 13, and you guys are basically fully maxed out with ultimates and everything. All your skills are maxed out, and it's just, you know, a battle to the death. The winner of that round will be the winner of the match. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. I made a skill tree to kind of show how, you know, I would think the skill tree would work. With this skill tree, I kind of based it off of Battleborn. If you guys know, I like Battleborn. I love Battleborn. I'm a big Gearbox fan, and Battleborn is just one of those games that was really good, but I felt like it got dirty due to its timing and its competition, right? So with Battleborn, in their skill trees, it's basically a straight line of DNA, and every level you go up, there's a choice of picking the right option and the left option. And once you go down, or once you pick either the left or right option, then you can't go back. After that, like, you know, decision is made, you can't go back up and pick the other skills, either one or the other. Now with this game, I kind of did it in like a League of Legends, you know, Battleborn fusion type thing. In League, you would have like 4 abilities, including your ult. In this game, you'll probably have, you know, 3, including your ult. So you have your 2 main abilities and your ultimate. So in this skill tree, I'm going to be using Yuji for an example. And with his skill tree, I have the left one, which is the light blue one. That is the black flash one. And the one on the right is going to be the, you know, regular melee and health up stuff for him. I envision Yuji being a tank in this type of, you know, game. So that's why I have that. And his ultimate, of course, is, you know, him, you know, being controlled by Sukuna. And I'll get into that later, but let's go with the Black Flash one. For example, Yuji has Black Flash, and let's just say in the beginning, his Black Flash can only go up to 2 times, okay? If you guys are familiar with Black Flash, he has to like be in this zone where he could keep doing it back and forth. So I basically modeled this ability being when an opponent is low and Yuji hits them with Black Flash, his cooldown is instantly stopped, or instantly like finished, and he gets the ability back to do it again, kind of like a little chain punch thing to kill enemies and like kill like waves and stuff like that, right? So let's say there's 3 enemies that are low, he hits one, the ability refreshes, he hits another one, the ability refreshes, he hits another one, the ability refreshes, right? And that's his 2, you know, times he can do it over again. Once he does the last hit, that's when it's just done. It's going on a longer cooldown. Let's just say the first, you know, the left one is to be able to extend that ability, right? So instead of him being able to refresh it twice, he can refresh it 4 times, which will make it so he can do the ability 5 times in a chain, right? And the other one is to increase the damage per se. If he does decide to do the more hits, then he loses out on damage, okay? Yuji's purple side, where the purple ability, right, is basically going to be like health, defense, maybe some movement speed, and some attack ups. So, you know, that's basic. That's just basic, you know, upgrade stats and stuff like that. And with his Sukuna form, I modeled this idea after, you know, the episode when Yuji died in Jujutsu Kaisen, and Sukuna basically like made it so he didn't die. You know, he came back. He brought him back with his healing factor, right? So I was thinking that Yuji will be able to do this when he's probably at like 10% health off rip, like just getting it for the first time, or he'll be able to just come back to life right after dying. Kind of like a warlock, a Destiny 1 warlock with, you know, the sun breaker, whatever it's called, I can't remember. But then later on he'll have the other upgrades so he can extend the time that he's in the Sukuna form afterwards. or he can extend the amount of health he gets back. He can also make it so maybe instead of being 10% health, being able to use it if he doesn't want to die, he can use it when he's, you know, like 30% health, and it'll just, you know, bring all his health back, give him like some bonus health or whatever, stuff like that. You know, that was the idea that I had, so I decided to make this little skill tree to, you know, show that off, and I thought it would be a good idea. Another thing that I thought would be cool, but it might be a little bit difficult, and that's why I made this skill tree a little bit different from like the way Battleborn would do it, where it's just a straight line and just make it, you know, one ability right here, one ability here. The ultimate ability was to give these characters, you know, extra abilities that the player can choose to swap out. So you know, before the round starts, before the game starts, you get to choose the 3 abilities that you want, and maybe they'll have like 6 that you could, you know, combine. So 2 ultimate abilities and, you know, 4 regular attacks. So, you know, it was just like a small idea that I thought about, maybe just, you know, to keep the game fresh so people won't, you know, kind of play the same. It's already fresh due to, you know, them having to be able to choose how they want their skill tree, but with that there comes metas, and, you know, some people like to, in these kind of games, like to be a little bit different and try to use like the worst things, or, you know, try to use something different that everybody else uses. So I thought that'd be a good idea to, you know, change, you know, moves, just have different moves, make different moves available for the player, and, you know, it'll be cool, I guess. I don't know, but that was basically this Jujutsu Kaisen concept. I didn't really have the most time to work on it, but this is what I came up so far, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to, you know, add anything to it, I'll be reading the comments. I'm always reading the comments, so feel free to comment down what you guys think about this and all that other stuff. And if you want to see more concept videos like this, once again, please comment, like, subscribe, click that notification bell. It helps out the channel and it lets me know that you guys want more content like this. So no further ado, it's been your boy Taj, and I'm out. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.